All right, let's go, LETSGO. What I'm going to talk about today is such gold. It's so golden. Oh my God, look at my hair. I should have fixed it. Um, Such gold. I think you're really going to appreciate it, and it's much, much more simpler than something you probably heard before. Ask and you shall receive, right? This is something more psychological, more powerful. I think you're really, really going to appreciate it. What's up, Bree Bree? How's it going? All right, so also I might get interrupted by because somebody's installing my cable right now. I'm increasing the speed of my cable. Uh, what is it? 120%. I'm going from 30 megabits per second to 80 megabits per second. So he's installing it right now. So anyway, I'm going to start my training. What pun should I talk about today? Anyway, what I'm going to talk about is the power of asking. And it's not as simple as if you ask, you shall receive, that old notion, the old concept and idea. I'm going to show you more scientific, more psychological, and a two-step technique that you can use when asking that will get somebody more inclined to give you what they want because of psychology, the psychology of influence. Are you excited for that? I'm excited for it. I was just thinking about what am I going to talk about today, and then it just randomly just came up to me. I was looking through my notes. All right, a two-step technique for you to be able to get more of what you want, whether it's business, whether it's your children, whether it's your friends, whether it's your organization, whether it's your colleagues. This will enhance your life so much. So if this helps you, please leave a comment below and let me know how it helped you. And leave a like or heart. So there are remember that, three things that happen when you ask a question. When you ask for what you want. Okay, when you ask for what you want from somebody, there are three things that happen. Originally, most people think that you only get two things that happen. I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to give you examples. People originally think that there are only two things that happen when you ask for what you want. But the truth is there are three things, and I'll give you what they are. The number one thing is you get what you want. So good for you. You get what you want. You ask for what you want, and you get for what you want. And then the other thing that happens is if you ask for what you want, you don't get what you want. So most people imagine those are the only two things that happen when you ask for what you want. When you ask for a sale, when you ask for what you want from that person, when you ask for what you want in a relationship, when you ask somebody to do something for you, when you ask for a favor. People think that either you get what you want or you don't get what you want. So you should always ask, right? And that's a higher level, right? You ask more people of what you want. You become bold and you have a little bit more confidence with yourself and you say, this is what I want. And then you either get no or yes, right? The other level of that is something most people don't appreciate and don't really put into perspective. The third thing that could happen is that the relationship becomes worse than it is. Number one, you get what you want. Number two, you don't get what you want. Or number three, you make the relationship worse off than it is. Either the friendship relationship, the family relationship with your children, or the relationship with your colleagues, friends, organization, your beloved, right? Thank you, Amber, for the like. Appreciate that. So what are some examples of ruining the relationship, right? I used to run and own and coach as a relationship counselor, and one of the advice that I give is how to meet new people, right? And so a lot of guys and a lot of women understand this, that when a lot of men that don't know somebody and don't know a woman, this is just an example, a lot of men who ask for women's numbers, just as an example, they ask for women's numbers and they don't get the number or they get blown off, they have a negative reaction to that and they create resentment from the woman. They give a negative remark or they say something negative or they call her the B word, or especially in the club this happens a lot, right? So what ends up happening is they ruin the pool, they ruin the market, they ruin the social situations. And so what women tend to do is they develop something called a shield. And so they either they give an excuse, or they they act rude just to get that person off their back. Because what they've experienced in the past is that when guys don't get what they want, they say negative things about that person. They call her the B word or whatever, and so they've developed this what do you call that? This shield around that behavior. So another example of that. Here's the guy installing my cable. What's up, man? I'm doing a live, Facebook Live.
What up?
Hey, what's your name?
Josh.
Josh. All right, Josh. Josh is installing the cable. He's awesome. All right, so I'm just doing a live, man. You can ask me anything if you have any questions.
Talking to me?
Yeah. If you have any questions, let me know.
No, I'm good,
Need
man.
anything? All right. So the second example of that, when that happens, is, for example, in business, I used to run a health and wellness business, and when you ask for the sale, right? The three things that could happen: you either get what you want, or you don't get what you want, or you could ruin the relationship with that person. So if you're asking, you know somebody, you have a friend you met at the gym, it's your friend, family, or somebody you meet at a networking event, and you could ruin that relationship instead of building that relationship, where later on they could possibly be a customer or client of your coaching or your product or service. And so you could ruin that relationship by creating resentment in that person. And I'm going to show you a two-step technique so that they don't develop that resentment. And in fact, they will be drawn more towards giving you what you want. So here's a technique. The technique is asking for what you want, number one. Ask for what you want. And number two, give them an out. Ask for what you want, give them an out. So when, for example, you have something you want, or your business, and you want to attract more clients, and you want to attract more customers for your service or product, or it's just your friends, you want to ask for a favor, you attract more results. You get more of what you want when you ask for what you want and give them an out every single time. I'll give you some examples of that. Ask for what you want, give them an out. And there are a lot of people that are contradictory, they're contrarians. And so when they feel like they are being told or they are being coerced to do something, they do the exact opposite. So having this technique will help you attract those people. And in fact, when you give them an out, when you construct language to give them an out, they're more drawn towards, okay, yeah, they do it for you. All right, so I'll give you several examples. Number one, ask for what you want, give them an out. So for example, if you want a favor from somebody, how do you ask for what you want and give them an out? What kind of how does that sound like? How does that look like? So what are some examples in relationships? I like to give examples in relationships, business, and social situations. So in relationships, for example, this is probably a terrible example. Hey baby, I'll give you some examples from where I communicate from experience. So hey baby, I'd like you to communicate more transparently with me, more truthfully. You don't have to, of course, but I would love that if you did. Okay, so I asked for what I want, and I gave them an out. Hey baby, I would just absolutely love it if you do more of this and this and this in your communication or in whenever we hang out. I'd like you to do more of this. Now go at your own pace, do whatever makes you comfortable, but I would love it if you did. So I gave them an out. I made sure that they're comfortable, that if they don't do it, they're not being judged, and I'm not glued to the validation seeking behavior. I'm not validated by whether or not they do it. So now they do. Taylor, yes, it'd be a great value. All right. So another example for business, right? This is really incredible. And if you either own a business or you're starting a business and you meet a lot of people in networking events, on the gym, right? Or your friends or family, you ask for what you want, give them an out. Here's an example of that. Hey, I'd love to connect with you more, but I'm just curious, throwing it out there. Are you interested at all are you doing anything in losing weight? Because I have this thing. Because is actually a powerfully influential word. The word because. When you add because to any language structure, it gets that person to actually adhere more or become more influenced by what you're saying. I'm going to do a training sometime this week on rapport building, and that's part of that. So when you add because, I don't know if I'm throwing this out there. I don't know if you're interested or not, but are you doing anything are you taking any protein drinks or anything like that? Are you doing anything for weight management or weight loss? Because I saw this post I saw one of your posts, and I thought you might be interested in it. If you are, let me know. If not, no big deal. If not, no worries. So I asked for what I wanted, gave them an out. I even injected some influential words in there called like because, right? And maybe I'll talk about some embedded commands on the next training. So what's another example for business, right? Your business at the gym. I have this friend who is a stretch master. She has a stretching business. And one thing she could do is when she meets somebody, this is what it looked like, right? Hey, I see you are really into fitness and you look like you lift a lot of weights. Now, I don't know if this is something for you or not. See that? I don't know if this is something for you or not. That's giving them an out already in the beginning. But I don't know if it's something for you or not. But are you looking into, are you interested in stretching or deep tissue massage, those kind of things, or sports therapeutic massage? I don't know. Are you interested in those kinds of things? If you are, I'm actually a stretch master. I have a stretching business. If not, no big deal. Just curious. All right. So you're not forcing your business onto that person. They're just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there. Are you doing anything for your stretching? If you are, let me know because I have a stretching business. If not, no big deal. No worries. And then if they say, no, I'm not interested, so you just continue on building a relationship. And then as you continue meeting more people, do you do anything with your weight loss or anything like that? I'm just curious because you look like you're really into fitness. Oh, you are? Okay, just letting you know because I actually wrote a book on it. But if you're not interested, no worries, right? No big deal. Or whatever the situation is, it's going to be different with every situation. How does it look like with like a family? I can't think about it right now. So that's the training for today. Here's the call to action. Use the two-step technique today. Use the two-step technique. There are a lot of things that you want, and you want to communicate this with other people, except that you haven't had a chance to communicate it, or you may have had a fear of asking for what you want. So go to those people, go to the people that you want to ask something for. Ask for a favor, ask for whatever it is. It doesn't matter how big or how little the ask is. For example, I was just talking to Taylor, who's a real estate agent out here in Las Vegas, and one thing she could do with people she meets, anybody, is she could say, I'm just completely curious. This popped out of my mind. I was just thinking about it because I've been thinking about it a few days. I've been really business minded, but just throwing it out there. I don't know if this is for you or not, but are you by chance looking for a home? Because the time is really awesome for buying houses. If you're not, no worries, no big deal. So ask for what you want, give them an out. So this call to action today is you want some things from people, whoever it is, ask for what you want, give them an out. All right. So was this helpful? If this was helpful, type it in the comments below how you appreciated this, or click the like, click the heart, and share this video. I will love you if you do. I appreciate you tuning in. Tomorrow, sometime this week, I'm going to talk about tomorrow's What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Wealth Wednesday. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to talk about rapport building, influence. Oh, that's going to be powerful. All right. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.